Hi everyone, I just want to share with you my 5 favorite features of Dubsado. If you are new here, you may not have seen, but I've reviewed a bunch of client management systems on my channel, and some of these features will be available in other systems as well, but these are my 5 favorite things about Dubsado specifically. So I hope you'll check out that whole playlist. If you have questions about other systems, or if you're starting with Dubsado, then this video is going to be perfect for you, and make sure that you use my code designed by Lainey to get 30% off of your first month or year with them. The biggest thing about Dubsado to me is that there's so many complex advanced features, but some of the little things make the biggest difference to me. So I'm a certified specialist. I know like all the ins and outs of this, but for my actual business, I don't end up using a lot of the features. I find so much value in just using some of the really simple features. So let me show you. The first feature that I love is a canned email. So these are emails that you can create that are templates that you can just insert into any project, send to any client with just a couple clicks. Here's an example of one that I use when someone signs their contract. So it's welcome to the family. Hi, thanks for filling out the paperwork. We can't wait to get started. And then here are some resources for you. This saves me from answering questions, saves me time, saves me emails, so much energy. And it shows so much value to the client. So they already have like, oh, there's the address template. Here's some help on wording and etiquette, so that they don't have to ask those questions and they see that value up front. It also encourages them to go ahead and start collecting addresses on their address template. I'm an invitation designer, so I don't want them to start in a different template and then have to convert it all over, because this is the way that I need it done when it comes time to printing their envelopes. So this is a great place for any questions that you get asked often, or anything that you need to provide to everyone on every project all at the same times. You can also include these in workflows, which I have another video on, so they're totally automated. And I want to draw your attention to these things that say like client first name, brand, signature. These are all called smart fields, and they're down here. And they map to certain things about the project. So you can include the invoice total, you can include the project date, you can include a link to their portal or their invoice or their contract or whatever you want in these. So anything that you need to send to them, you can just put it in here. And whenever you put in this canned email, instead of having to type all of this, it's going to fill in that client's name, it's going to fill in that client's invoice, whatever it is that you put in there, as those smart fields. So I think that smart fields are kind of a sub feature of my first favorite feature, which is these canned email templates. Also in templates, forms, you'll find so many forms, and I love all of them, but questionnaires are my absolute favorite and the thing that I couldn't do my business without. Specifically this invitation information questionnaire. Before I was using Dubsado, I was sending emails back and forth. So I'd say, hey, send me your wording. They'd forget a time, they'd forget their dad's name, they'd forget something on their invitation, and then we'd have a whole email chain or something changed. It was just all over the place. So now I send them this questionnaire, and I know there's a box for every single thing that I could possibly need on their wedding invitation. I know that I'm not going to miss anything. So that gives me so much calm and like peace of mind. And then it's just really easy for the client to fill out. One note on inclusivity is just, instead of using bride and groom, if you are a wedding vendor, it's really nice to use like spouse A and spouse B, just in case you have a couple that's non-traditional, that's not cisgender, heteronormative, etc. So this questionnaire is so pivotal to how I run my business. It's very important. And then if there is anything that I need to delete, this is the template. And then when I go into the project and add it, I can always change something. So if someone's not having a rehearsal dinner invite, I can always just delete these fields really easily and send it over. It's a lot easier than starting from scratch, I promise. You'll see that 4 out of my 5 favorite features are in this template section, because that's just really the power of Dubsado, is taking all the things you do a million times in your business and making them templated, so you don't have to do them a lot. So since we're already in forms, I'll show you this proof. This sub-agreement form is a unique type of form that doesn't really exist in any other client management system. So this is the reason that as a stationery designer, I stick with Dubsado for my business, even though I've reviewed a bunch of systems and love them and teach on them and think they're great for other types of industries. But something that's really important to me is to get proof approvals. So this subcontract you can add after a contract has already been added to the project. And the most important thing is it's got this signature field at the bottom that's legally binding. And then up here, it's got all the capabilities of all your other forms. So it's different than a contract in that you can add pictures, you can do all this stuff, but it's also different than a form in that you have the legally binding signature at the bottom. So they know that if they click yes on all these three questions, and then they sign it. That means proofs are approved. Any changes after that point are their liability. So proofing is really important to my business, which is kind of the number one reason I've stuck with Dubsado as a stationery designer. If you're in a different industry and proofing is not really as important, all 4 of the other features that I'm talking about today are available in a lot of other systems, albeit, every system has different look, different feels, slightly different capabilities. And the last place we'll go in templates is packages. So packages are ways you can package all of your different offerings and make it really easy to add them to invoices. So for instance, I have this basic design package with 3 pieces that includes 100 quantity, which is kind of my most common starter quantity. And it has all of these different line items here, everything that's included. So when I go into a project and I create an invoice here, all I have to do is click on that package and all of those line items are available to me. Then I can change them, like if I need to go from 100 to 107 because that's what they decided to order. Or for instance, if you only offer quantities of 25, you could just create a package that's every quantity, 25 to 200, and then you just have to do that one-time click. But I love how much work this does for me in just that, packages and then click, 2 clicks. It's so easy. Now for the last feature, I had to switch over to my real account because you have to have payments connected here. But if you go into your settings and then receive money, you have this gratuity option and you just click accept gratuity. And then every time someone pays an invoice, they'll have an option for gratuity. This is completely up to them. I make no pressure. I never mention it, but every single year, this system fully pays for itself. So this system is $400 a year right now. Fully pays for itself in tips only. I get way more than $400 a year in tips. I probably get almost $2,000 in tips usually every year. And this is so much more than I've expected. People who I never in a million years expected to tip me. And sometimes I'll get like $400 tips at once, which is just, in your industry, tips might be super popular, but for wedding stationers, it's not as popular. So I just feel so blessed every single time I get one. And checking this little button right here pays for the system. So if you're worried about that $400 a year or $40 a month, make sure you just check this little box and it will probably pay for itself. So even outside of these tips that you're gonna get, Dubsado is gonna save you so much time in the templating as well as just knowing where everything is in your business at all times. I cannot tell you the peace of mind that it brings to me and how much value having a good client management system brings to my business via save time, save money, peace of mind. I make so many fewer mistakes than I used to make when I was doing everything piecemeal via these long email chains, Google Sheets, invoices, etc. This makes my business look so much more professional and saves me a ton of time and money and brain power, which, as we know, brain power is the biggest hot commodity in your business. So you want to save that as much as possible. Now, if you decided to go with Dubsado, make sure you use my code Design by Lainey to get an extra 30% off your first month or year. And if you're not sure if Dubsado is right for you, check out some of the comparisons on the playlist that I'm going to link in the corner of this video right now. I have compared to Honeybook, 17 Hats, Hello Bonsai, and there might be more by the time you're watching this video. So let me know what questions you have and which one you decide is right for you.